Well, I think obviously the historic Abraham Accords are one of the main things that are on the agenda. We are just so pleased and so honored to be a part of this discussion with UAE and with Israel. It's obviously incredibly historic, and I have to, you know, every time I talk about this, I just have to commend the UAE for taking this first step. As I've said before, it's hardest to be first, right? Other people will hopefully follow the lead of the UAE, but I think that your government has taken a foreign policy step that is brave, that took a lot of courage, and for a small state, you have certainly shown your strength and your power on the international stage. I told Youssef Otaiba, your UAE ambassador to the United States, who is just an enormously talented diplomat, I said, you're gonna go down in history as a peacemaker, and what more could you want out of a diplomatic career? Yeah, I think that there are a ton of incredibly positive conversations going on between all three countries. And in fact, as you know, next week, Jared Kushner, the president's senior advisor, and Brian Hook, who works with us at the State Department, and our national security advisor will all be back. You know that there's an Israeli delegation, economic delegation coming here as well. So we're very pleased with the path forward. We know that there's more agreements to formalize between the UAE and Israel, but you have taken the first step, and I have no doubt that the other steps will come into place. And that's one of the reasons why Secretary Pompeo is here. As it relates to the F-35 or any military hardware infrastructure, again, I keep reminding people that it's important to note that the UAE and U.S. Military and security relationship is a robust one. It's one that's been around for decades, you know, since the first Gulf War. This is not the first instance when the United States has sold military aircraft or hardware, F-16s, others, to the UAE. So this isn't a new relationship. This is a sophisticated relationship that we have had for decades. We've partnered together around the Middle East when needed, when both of our countries need to. So we know that this relationship will continue to be robust. There's a lot of discussions about all the various hardware elements and aircraft and other things that are on the table. But the one thing that I'm confident in is that the United States will continue to be a steadfast and strong ally to the UAE. We're incredibly proud and pleased with your decision to make peace. And I think that this is a pivotal moment in history when you could see that the Trump administration stood with your administration, stood with your government here in UAE in a way that is going to produce lasting peace for generations to come.